All right, guys, the Utah Jazz and the Portland Trailblazers are over. The Jazz technically win against the Portland Trailblazers because our third stringers beat theirs. But anyone who watched this game saw Damian Lillard and CJ McCollum do what they seem to do every time they play the Jazz. They were awesome. They absolutely dominated the Jazz with their perimeter play. CJ's interesting. He's not as... With Damian Lillard, it's so obvious how much he dominates the game. I swear he shoots every mid-range jumper over Rudy Gobert just goes in. It's crazy. It's almost like a little game for him. Like, how many ways can he score over Gobert? Always seems to get a good shot, or at least always makes them. And CJ is one of those players that just quietly gets his points. You don't realize he's getting it until you look up at the box score and he's got 20 points on an efficient three-point shot, and he's got a nice mid-range game. Just a great pull-up shooter in a lot of ways. CJ and Dame looked great, and for whatever reason, the Jazz have yet to figure out a way to stop them. I wish the Jazz could find a way to do what the Pelicans did in the playoffs to the Blazers, but they're obviously not able to do those things for whatever reason. Part of the reason the Jazz struggled this game, and there's a couple stories for the Jazz that things you can be excited about and things to look at a little bit. It is preseason, so it doesn't matter too much, but Ricky Rubio has struggled with this. The SLC Dunk account, Michael Lohman's talked about this on the SLC Punks podcast as well, is that Ricky has not shooting well at the rim lately, or at least not getting to the rim like you'd want. His three-point shot is actually looking really good. He's actually shooting about 40% from three in the preseason, which is an exciting number, but for whatever reason, that inside shot is not falling. Tonight, his percentage was terrible, and he had the worst plus-minus on the team, a -21. In a game the Jazz ended up winning, if that tells you anything. Did not look very good, except for the three-point shot. When it finally did fall after a while, he was hitting it. But man, he shot something like 1 for 9 at one point and then hit a couple threes. But Ricky Rubio, when he turns that around, the Jazz are very, very good. But when Ricky's not shooting well, the Jazz struggle. And so hopefully the Jazz can figure out with Rubio. Hopefully he can find some consistency in that shot. It is just preseason, so nothing to be too worried about. But the first part of last season, Ricky was nearly unplayable with how he was shooting, and you just hope that it's not the same thing this year. You want him to play at least as close as he can to the second half as he did last year all year long. The other bright spot from this game was Dante Exum. Absolutely incredible defense. The thing that was really good, too, is you saw that he's handling the ball really well. He played the backup point basically all game and had a plus 16 to finish the game. Drove to the hoop at will against anybody. He's as fast as anyone on the court, and his first step is just absolutely elite. And his passing has shown up. He had 2 or 3 kind of bumbling turnovers, one at the end of the half and a couple inside that didn't work out. But overall, Dante played a really nice game. 1 for 1 from 3, stepped into a nice three-pointer, and 4 for 4 from the line. And honestly, there were a few missed calls. He should have gotten to the line a couple more times at least. He looked really good, and honestly, he's going to make things interesting at some point this season. If Dante keeps getting better and plays like this but continues to improve, he's one of those guys that you got to get on the floor. His defense is unbelievable. It's unbelievable. Royce O'Neal has been interesting to me. His defense is so good. Him and Dante on this second unit are going to be impeccable. Royce, I swear, hasn't missed a three-pointer this all season, or this whole preseason. His shot looks pure, and his defense is excellent. He's a positive defensive real plus-minus player, and if he's shooting 36 to 40% from three, that's exciting. So Dante and Royce played really well, and no surprise, the Jazz second unit, the starters lost the lead twice, and twice the second unit came in and won and brought them back. This second unit for the Jazz will keep them in close games and will extend leads in games they're ahead on. So whenever Dante, Royce get on the floor, whether it's with Rudy or Favors, that's exciting because they are actively winning games for the Jazz. That's the reason the Jazz are going to win 50-plus games. Like, even in this game, which the Blazers probably would have won this game the way they were playing. They were shooting lights out, by the way. But Dante and Royce are going to win a lot of games for the Jazz and going to put some pressure on those starters to play really well. One other guy that I really want to watch, and he got some minutes tonight, which was interesting, was George Niang. I want to see more George Niang because I think he has a chance to really contribute to this team. Let's just see if he can get more minutes because in garbage time, he shot the three really well. He missed some shots when it counted, but in garbage time he was hitting. Maybe that can be something that can bring George Niang along. All right, guys, if I missed anything, let me know in the comments, but make sure you like and subscribe this video. It's the Hoopster channel, Utah Jazz postgame every game. Come here and watch. All right, talk to you later.